So next, we're going to hear the narrative of Miriam Juarez, who was born in Libya, and her family then went to Israel, and now she lives in Maryland. I always enjoy having Miriam at everything because she brings so much life to everything. And so, thank you.
I can only, first I have to say that my heart is pumping because this era of time you don't want to think about, you don't want to talk about, and that's what I did all the years, until recent years, that I found out my kids never heard of it. And I said, if we don't talk about it, it's going to be very bad, it's going to happen again. And even today, I meet people one-on-one in streets. I talk, conversation comes up on that matter or that matter, and then about the Holocaust, the Jews and all that. They never heard of the Jews in the Middle East. And that's really my experience time and time again. And I thought this is not good, it's bad. So now I'm shaking all over, and I hope the words will come out right, really. It never happened to me in anything else. I'm very out-talking. But anyway, I'll get to the point because they gave me a little time. That's another pressure that we have here. Anyway, my name is Miriam Juarez, a daughter of a Jerby family. At that time, 7 people were taken to the concentration camp. And I'm going to jump maybe word to word, but I hope you put the words together. Like I said, I'm shaking, really. I'm from Derna, survivor of Holocaust. Definitely you got that, I believe. And Derna is located like 150 miles south of Tripoli, the capital of Libya. And at that time, I just was born. I was a toddler, you call that in English? And when they took the whole family, first of all, we lived a very wealthy life, very. In the example I brought, this ring, it's a sterling ring, gold, that they were using it like you are using a quarter today, how wealthy they were. And this ring given to me later on from my uncle from Egypt. But anyway, when they took the whole family, at that time I don't remember anything. I was really not knowing anything. But when we got to the Jado, that was the concentration camp next to Tobruk, that was the army were located, the German army. Life was terrible because I started to grow up and recognizing things. And the things I remember from my childhood, it was the horrible things. Not many, but terrible. The one thing I remember, crying for leftovers over and over again, and taking the piece of bread, hiding it under the pillow. And every time I need to leave somewhere, I will tell my mother, be careful, people are going to take my food. And those things stays with you, even though that you are young. The other thing is sleeping on the floor, feeling the insects crawling under you. My father, this is the worst part that I really can't forget. At that time was the typhus disease that was spreading all over. One of them, my father, got sick, and the German army, the Nazis, they will come time and time again to check whoever they don't like to their eyes, they take him away, and my father was one of them. And I remember 2 people holding him in 2 sides, so he will not fall and they will take him away. You can't forget these kind of things. But anyway, at that time, came close to that. We were liberated by miracle. We got out of there. A lot of people gone. I mean, they don't know where they are, what happened to them, because nobody was there to tell the story, like this young lady said. Until today, nobody knows what happened. And that's my experience, and that's I really, 3 nights I couldn't sleep. I didn't want to talk about it, but like I said, I was honored to come to the point. Hopefully that will bring the knowledge to the world that these things will never happen again, and that they will know that Middle Eastern Jews suffered a great deal. I don't want to say equal to the European, but who knows how bad it was, because nobody to tell about it. All right, but then when we liberated, came back home to Derna where we lived, all the wealth, all the gold, everything was gone. We were robbed. That's happened, another ordeal with the Arab people. I don't want to put anything in a bad place, because it was some Arab people saved us from some situation, but that happened. They robbed everything. We lived a very poor life. We had to be locked in the house from 5 o'clock. We couldn't get out. I was attacked by Arab people. I have a scar until today. That's when we came back from the ordeal that happened before. And a bullet put in the food. I brought it home, exploded. And anyway, we came to the point that this life, it's no more to handle, and we escaped in the middle of the night in an army truck to Israel. And that's when we start our journey to our country. And believe it or not, please remember those things. It shouldn't happen again to us or anybody on that earth. The one thing I'm facing still, I have not been compensated until today. And I was compensated, but not fairly. Like, for example, I don't want to take sides or anything, but European people that happened to them as children, whatever, they've been compensated in different ways. Until today, I'm in contact with Frankfurt, Germany, back and forth for them to take my case and look into it. Until today, nothing happened. So that's not very pleasant to remember. And I only say that I hope everybody will see this is not something I feel very comfortable to talk about. And but anyway, thank you very much. And
Thank you, Miriam. I think this might be the first time that Miriam has told her story publicly. And so thank all of you for being here and for sharing that with her and with us.